Welcome back to Enshrouded. Today I'm building a tiny rock house on the top of this little mushroom rock structure here in the Nomad Highlands biome. And the challenge will be to basically stay within the boundaries of this little structure. So it'll be a super tiny, cute little outpost house for my friend Crimson and I. We've been doing our playthrough together, and by the way, check out those episodes if you haven't already. We've been having lots of fun. And we're kind of in need of a nice little outpost in this area to access all the quests on this half of the map over here. So this will be just a fun little build challenge for today. And my block palette is going to be the regular stone block, the refined stone block, refined wood block, and the tarred straw block. I may add some more in that mix there, but I think those will be the main ones. They can be unlocked in this biome, and I think they'll look really nice with the terrain and everything, with all the limestone. So I think to start out, we're gonna try to get to the top of the structure here. I'm gonna go ahead and place a ladder down, and then let's see, climb to the top of it. I'm hoping I can kind of just double jump from over here. There we go, right onto the top here. And there'll be two ways to get up here. This is going to be the platform for my tiny house, and way number one is going to be a hollow section in the center of the column of the rock here with a little ladder that goes up it. And the second way will obviously just be a nice little grapple point that you can quickly get up here. But we're going to start out by taking the rake, make sure it's in the flat position here. And then we're just going to go ahead and kind of level the entire top of this little rock out here, just so that we have a nice flat area to work with when it comes to the building here. Alright, so this here is looking pretty good. And now we're going to start by creating that little hollow section here to get up into the house with a ladder. So I'm going to go to my building, we're going to scroll down to the terrain, and we're going to select this little 2-meter cube here. And we're just going to kind of right-click it to remove terrain. I'm just going to kind of eyeball the center, roughly, of this column here. And yeah, you can zoom in and out of your character if you wish to make this a little easier. I'm thinking right there. That looks pretty central to me. And we can kind of tweak things as we wish, but I'm just going to let the blocks kind of do their thing. And I don't care that, yeah, we have a little open section there. We'll be fixing all that here soon, so I don't have to worry too much about that. I think, let's see, one more. That should be about where we're wanting to be. So now I'm probably going to, let's see, which way do I want my doorway to be? Let's remove this one, this one, this one, and that one. There we go. So that will become our little doorway into the rock face here with a ladder that goes up there. And then all these little openings and things, we can just take limestone, which I'll have to mine some more of, but that's just what you get from mining the ground in this area. But yeah, I'll just have to take some limestone, and it can just really easily fill all that in so that you don't see any of the daylight coming through there. Super simple, and it'll still look really natural to the rock column. You can see there, that already pretty much filled that section in. And then we no longer see any daylight here. We can kind of do a little bit of tweaking from the inside if we have to, but that's already looking good. So with that, now I can go ahead and start taking ladders. And let's see here. Let's grab this, and I'm gonna put it right like that, I think. And then again, take another one. And this will be, again, the first way of how we're gonna get up here. I think, oh, it looks like we're gonna wanna phase that down just a little bit, just to make sure all the steps are even. So maybe like right there. Yeah, there we go. And this should be a wide enough opening, yep, to go ahead and climb up. And yeah, we're obviously going to need to continue the ladders up and continue filling in these little gaps here. But that will be the first way of getting up, and then we'll trim out like a nice little round door here, almost like a little hobbit house entrance or something at the bottom of the rock there. All right, so I now have the ladders going all the way up to the top of this little hole here. I still haven't filled in entirely around it, but at least we can get up and down now. With that, I've gone ahead and just put a little floor here. This was just the refined stone block. And I've picked out a door. I think the polished wooden door will look nice because the edges of it are kind of matching that refined stone look. So we'll just go ahead and throw that right there. And that's already looking really nice. I'm just trying to keep it fairly natural and easy, kind of matching the terrain here. And it looks like we fit up and down in here just fine. So yeah, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and take the single terrain block and do some of that out of limestone. And I want to kind of just trim around this door in a way that looks cool. I was thinking kind of coming out here a little bit, maybe kind of widening the base here a little bit. And then let's see, that's kind of in the way there. Maybe that one too. And that one right there. Nice. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this so far. Just again, something super simple. I want to leave it pretty earthy for the time being here. And I'm thinking maybe I'll destroy, let's see. Let's go ahead and destroy like this block, that one, and that one. And let's see how this would all look being in the refined stone. Maybe like there, and there. Yeah, that kind of gives like a little bit of a step up into the doorway there. Yeah, I think this is looking super nice. Probably would have been a big pain to try to dig up from the bottom, so I think it was much easier to kind of go down from the top and then just fill in some of the column area, assuming I didn't get it super centered there. But I actually got it pretty centered. Like that's really quite good in terms of where I want the door placement to be. And then I'm also just going to go ahead and replace my flame altar, basically just adding the new one up here. I think that's centered. Yep, that looks like it. So that the ladder essentially is like kind of comes out right to the top here. And I might raise this top ladder to come out like right at the top of the flame altar section there. What I might use for the normal floor in the house is the refined wood block, and then I might just go ahead and trim out the outside perimeter of it with the refined stone. But we'll end up seeing how that looks because, yeah, the refined wood block does look pretty clean. So I think I'm just going to kind of come out by like maybe 3 on each side like this. I think that'll work. We could also come back on right over here with it. This is actually going to be sizable enough to create a tiny house, I think. I originally wasn't expecting that. Oh, look, it also creates the vines on it. This is cool. I didn't know the refined wood block did that. That's nice. So yeah, we'll kind of come out like that, I think. And then this might be like just a little deck or something off the front side. So it's really only gonna be, you know, if we kind of fill in this front section here, it's really only gonna be essentially 2 of these flame altars long and 2 of them wide. So this is like a perfect square right now. And I think when we have the deck done out front and some of the other little features, I think this will kind of start coming together a little more. So I've gone ahead and cleaned up this square so far. Gone ahead and trimmed out a little closer to the ladder here, so it's just a little mini square here. And then I've also just gone ahead and raised the ground here just by 1 block, just with some of the limestone to bring it a little closer to the foundation here. It just wasn't quite sitting right before. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks now. And I think first things first, I'm going to go ahead and do a little secret door over here. Right over the ladder portion. We're just going to kind of aim to this edge, place it like that, so that when it opens back like that. And then we can have the little ladder there. And it'll probably be open most of the time, especially if I'm like down at the bottom and I want to get back up because I can't open it when I'm on the ladder. But when I'm up here and I can close it and just have a little more floor space given the small blueprint of the build. So with that said, I'm just going to start kind of outlining a bit more when it comes to the floor plan. I think I'm going to do a little like jut out in the back here, what'll become like a little chimney or something. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the side here. And then turn off X actually and do one right in the middle like that. I'm actually going to kind of make a little, I don't know, a little bit of like a castle wall or a little castle tower temple feel to this build, just to make it really fit into the environment nicely. I'm also just going to kind of start destroying these corners down and then replacing them with the regular stone block. So I use the refined stone for these little jet out sections, and I want to use the regular stone for these, just on each corner of the build here. And then I want to go back and grab, yeah, the refined stone again. Actually, I want the refined wood block for this. And I want to turn X back on. I want to do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then 1, 2. Just like that. I want to have sort of like a little wraparound porch out front here. Just thinking of lots of different ways that I can add a bit of interest to the terrain and the build here, given how tiny it is. And then I'll just go ahead and kind of replace the corners of this porch with the stone just for now. This at least allows me to see where my corners are just really clearly, and that'll make it a little easier to kind of come up with a layout for things. And now I think I'm going to go with the, let's see, the regular stone block. I'm going to kind of continue up along the edges over here. I want to try and make like a, yeah, the little castle portion. I might want like a little spiral staircase in like a little bottom section and a castle tower that comes up right here with a little ladder in it and a little window maybe at the top. And maybe that's also how you get to the second level of the build, like a tiny little loft or something. I don't know, but I think it'll look pretty good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Let's put one of these here and here like that. This will be like a little doorway into there. Go back to my blueprint, and I want the narrow wall here, and I want to do it out of the refined stone. Let's go ahead and turn off X here and zoom into my character a little here. Sit it up and then right down onto the foundation here. Same thing here, one up and then just down. That way I've got those there, and this will kind of become my little like spiral staircase room right here. I know it's like not really making sense right now, but I think it will soon. I'm gonna go ahead and do these out of the refined stone. I'm kind of using like a mixture of the refined stone and the regular stone. I just think it looks so nice, and the textures just mesh with each other really well. I also really like how the refined stone like flares out like this. It'll make for really cool stairs and interesting textures on the outside. Look at that. Forms these little archways and things. I love the column look to it. So we'll definitely be using that for the little, the castle here. And let's see, let's go up another 2. Right on here and right there. And then I think I'm gonna start with the spiral staircase here. Let's go like out 2, and then up 1, and then 1 there. And then maybe, let's see, over 2, and then up 1 like that, and 1 like that. And then again, over 2, 1, and 1, and then over 2. I don't know, maybe this is gonna work. Yeah, it's only gonna be 1 block wide, but again, because of the fact that the top of this refined stone kind of flares out like that, I think this will actually end up working in our favor here. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue filling in between here, because this little space down here is gonna be unusable. I could kind of put a little chest maybe on the outside that's accessible here, but this is just gonna be like a finished floor there, so we can kind of utilize that space a little more. Go ahead and put one. Oops. I think one like right. Yep, right there. Awesome. So you can kind of come up here and maybe go on this little like lookout point. It'll be like a little. I'll kind of continue this tower up with a couple columns on the sides here, and then maybe like 1, 2, and same thing over here. With again just the regular stone here. 1, 2, and then continue these up. Something like that maybe. The hope is that I can actually walk around in here and actually fit. So I can fit in here. It's gonna be tight, but this is a tiny house. So a little tiny tower here that'll have like a roof over it, and then you can kind of come back down here onto the spiral staircase. Get down here. I can maybe have a little chest in there. Come back out into the build, or continue all the way up the spiral staircase, which will then lead to a little floor platform. Like right up in here. Let's see. See if this will work. I think this will. Something like that. Comes up to like a little floor here. And then I can continue sort of a roof. I can't fit in there. So I might need to do this, this portion of the roof just like a little higher or something. In fact, I think the floor here is just a little too high. I'm gonna do the floor like a whole block lower, I think, over here. And that way I'll be able to stand in that little, like, this little tower portion here. So here we go. I think I'm pretty happy with the way this is. Everything is still the same as you saw me build it, except for the fact that I came out an extra block with the staircase here, so it's one block lower right up here. It used to be, like, up there. For the spiral staircase, but I can still fit under here fine and then walk straight out into here, where the floor in here is one block lower, so that when I take the refined stone and fill in right above here, it's actually gonna allow for some proper little windows there, and I'm not gonna get trapped in here. I mean, it's tight. It's very tight. It's kind of just like the little tiny castle tower, more for aesthetics than anything, but you know what? It does look kind of good. And we can officially fit in here and look out, especially if I don't have anything in my hand and I'm kind of zoomed into my character here. Ends up working out, and then you can kind of come back down here, so kind of a interesting little staircase, I guess. And then this can come up to up here, and that'll become the full, like, castle wall section. And I'm thinking, like, a little ladder that goes up this thing, and this will be a tower. This will be a little castle wall portion that will then continue into the loft of the actual building itself. I want to continue these columns on the sides here up to the very top of where that is, just like that. And I'm going to go back to my refined stone and continue these. Something like that. There we go. So we've got a little entryway into there. And this is going to become sort of the beginning of the little castle portion of the build. And then I can also kind of, I don't know, maybe bring this out a little bit, like, bring these up and then put a little, like, castle spike there, and then maybe a little, let's see, maybe a little something like that on both sides. I don't know, just kind of free-forming, doing, like, an interesting little temple look to the build here. So I think what I'm gonna do now is begin kind of filling in these wall spaces. So I'm gonna go back to my little pillars here. I'm gonna stack two of them on top of each other. So like this, and then phase it down. So they're like 1 and then 2. Essentially, so they're 8 blocks tall is what I think this is gonna end up coming out to be. There we go, something like that. And now I'm gonna go ahead across the very top of it with the refined stone again. And we're gonna create our roof line right up here. So it's gonna kind of continue in like this. And then come across the front as well. So there we go. There's my little like roof line completed over the square portion of the build. Now I'm just gonna go up my little spiral staircase here. And we can fill in with a floor up here. I'm gonna go ahead and enter the building mode. Let's go to the 4-meter ceiling piece. Select that to be out of the refined wood again. And we can just kind of go like 1. Oh, we could turn X on again. 2. And 3. And 4. Just like that. And this will be the little loft portion. Again, it's gonna be super, super tiny. But that actually works, because you can then come up into the loft with this little staircase here. Come back down, go into the little castle tower, come all the way back down into the house portion of the build. And I'm thinking, yeah, a little fireplace over here. This could sort of be like a neat little like roasting pit feature. I don't know, the flame altar there. And then we could have maybe a little kitchen or a little bar right here with a little window with a couple stools at it. And then maybe the kitchen sink goes like over here or something. It's gonna be super, super small. So now let's start working on maybe a rough roof shape there. So for the roof of this box section, it's gonna be pretty simple like I was mentioning. We'll just scroll down to the 4-meter roof. And we want this to be out of the tarred straw block. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this around, turn X off, and we're not gonna do much of an overlap because this is more of like a castle style build, so rather than kind of sitting it down in and doing a full roof overlap, I'm just gonna kind of do it like this for now. So we're gonna go ahead and put one there and one there, and that should, yep, that does, that comes right out to the edge there. That looks pretty cool. And then for the other side, I'm gonna do something a little different here. We're gonna go with the 2-meter pieces, and I'm gonna go with, let's see, yeah, this little roof side piece here. We're gonna go ahead with one right there, one right there, and then continue those up to the top here. And yeah, it's looking like we're gonna have to destroy the very top block section there to get rid of that sort of effect, because these are technically a little too big. Yeah, you can see how it's sort of forming this little pointy section at the top. But I think we can literally just take like blocks and take that down on all sides. Yeah, just like that essentially. Take it down on this side as well. And there we go, that'll start creating like a nice, the nice roof beam that we want. Yeah, something like just like that, and we'll do that kind of all the way across till we have this nice like little straw section here. In the meantime though, I'm gonna start working on this little castle portion here. I think I'm gonna start by grabbing the refined stone and bringing these little side portions out by sort of a whole block on both sides, as well as the back of them. So I'm gonna place like 1 and then 2. Same thing over here, 1 and 2. And then I want to grab the regular stone block and yeah, probably place it like that, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Same thing over here. And this will basically allow me to have like a little area here to walk along and sort of look out. And then maybe like a couple in here. Let's just see. Let me bring it in. I'm not quite sure how far to bring it in yet, and sort of how to trim out this like little roof section here and make it all look really good. But I think in the meantime, let's go and do some of these like little window portions. Let's see, do I want it there? Yeah, I do. I want one there, and I want one here. And then this will be a little ladder in here, and then I want a solid one. So I want to rotate it and put it, let's go back up just a little bit, and then I put it like right there. Yeah, something like that there. And then let's go ahead and grab a ladder and place that. That'll work. Okay. So now that we've got the ladder up there, let's go back to the regular stone block. And yeah, the refined stone block. And I want to bring this whole section out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And do the same thing on the other sides, but without bringing it on the very corner. So leaving these little corners blank. And this will sort of create the little castle tower here. And this is going to be a little tricky here, kind of just look out over the edge there, but it's not too difficult. Like, they've actually done a really good job making the snapping and the placement in this game super, super straightforward and simple. So, and I think I'm going to go with, let's see, something like that maybe. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And then maybe, oh, let's see. I kind of actually like it being like that up all the way around, and then maybe maybe something like that right there. Yeah, that'll work for now, and I might kind of switch some of these pieces out for the other type of stone and everything. But then yeah, we can come back down here. We've got some little windows on the sides. Come right over here into the loft. And I think this will actually end up working out quite nicely. Let's go ahead and actually fill in these little portions. And then yeah, I really am debating if I want to kind of come up with more of like a little castle up in here, Or like, yeah, like a little castle section here if I want to do the roof there. I think I almost want to come up with some sort of a little castle section there. But before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the ends of these roofs here. So let's go with the little 2-meter stepped wall here. Have it be out of the regular stone. Rotate that. Turn off X, and I want it to just kind of start stepping up right in here. We can go ahead and rotate it again. And put it on this side of the wall here. And then take just like the little wall piece, do like one there, and one there for now. That should work, and that shouldn't be poking through, which it's not. This is perfect. Alright, awesome. And that will fill in that little end. And I'll do the same thing to this side. There we go, that's looking nice. And I think before I figure out what I want to do up here, I'm just going to do a quick little check at how the build is looking from down here. That is looking awesome. Alright, yeah, that's looking really cool. I think now I'm going to work on the chimney. And for the chimney here, I'm going to go with something really compact, just large enough to fit one of these little fireplaces here. I'm going to start with the regular stone block, and I'm just going to build up 2 blocks high all the way around this little fireplace in the center here. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to do the rest of the chimney out of the rough stone block. I just think it'll look cool. It'll kind of distinguish itself amongst the rest of the build as a chimney instead of looking like a castle tower. So that's kind of why I'm wanting to use the regular stone, which I've been using a lot for all of my chimneys so far. I'm actually really liking the look of it. And it just, yeah, it's kind of simple, it's kind of rounded, looks really nice for chimneys. And then with the rough stone block, I'll just go ahead and continue it up. Let's see. Maybe just like that for now. I don't need it to be too tall. Maybe one more of these. So I'll get up here and we'll just go ahead and see if I can place it while I'm jumping. There we go, perfect. And then what I also wanted to do was destroy the very top layer like this and replace that with the refined stone, which I just think creates a really cool looking top to the chimney there. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice. So now I can kind of start continuing out the walls here. I think this very back wall is going to be out of the stone. So let's see, the very inside is there, and then maybe 1, 2, yeah, something like this. So we'll go again with the regular stone block just coming out, maybe 2 on both sides, and just sort of continue this up to where the chimney goes, just like that. That's looking pretty good. And now I want to take the refined wood block and just go ahead with a row all the way around the base here. Just kind of in between here. I'm not going to do it here just yet because I'm not sure where my door placements are going to be for the deck. But something like that, and then with a refined stone block right on top of it. And this is going to create sort of our little counter space over here. This little bar, just because the refined stone flares out like that for some stools to go with like a little eating area right over here. I just think it looks kind of nice. So we'll go ahead and start working on the back wall here, trying to fill this section in. I think I'm going to go ahead and destroy the very corners of this chimney area, just to kind of round it, tighten it up a little bit. And then we'll go ahead with this little wall piece and add in, let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll add in 1 more of these on both sides right there. Refined stone on the top of those. Just like so, and then we can go ahead and just continue up these corners. There we go. So that's how the wall is going to be tied in right back in here. And then we'll have the little fireplace. It's right there. A little flame altar, sort of as like a centerpiece to the kitchen. Those walls will continue all the way up, and then this will be just open. I might end up like arching it in a neat little way. I don't know, we'll kind of see. Got some furniture in here, but I love the view from right here. And then we can also start working on some pillars coming up from the deck that are gonna have the second little roof on it. And for those, we'll just go back to the column here and doing it out of the regular stone. I'm just gonna do something, let's see, for the deck, I'm gonna go ahead only with having them 6 blocks tall instead of the full 8 blocks. So we're just gonna go 6 blocks for each of these pillars. And now that that's done, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my regular stone block and just create sort of a little roof line on that edge, as well as this edge right here. And then we can go ahead and take the tarred straw block and go into the blueprint, let's see, right to the little 2-meter roof section. And let's see, turn off X, sit 1 down. Yeah, something like that, maybe. That'll work. And then another one, I don't know, about to the edge of where that other roof line comes down. And then what I wanted to do was grab a, let's see, an inner roof corner. Go ahead and rotate it around. And place that one right on there. I think that's in the right spot. Yep, so right above that pillar right there. It looks like I'll have to continue those up just a little bit. Let's see here, something like that, and then rotate it around up there. We'll have to get up there and kind of do some touch-ups. But that's essentially what I'm wanting to do here, and then I'll do the same thing right on this side. Right there. There it is. Okay. And then another one right here. I'll go up there and clean this all up. So we'll go ahead and just rotate it again and snap that one just like that. And now we can get on the top of the roof here and clean that up. But that'll be the deck roof there. So I kind of like how it sort of overlaps in a neat way. So going right up top here, we can go ahead and just destroy all of the excess here. And sometimes it's really easy to just take the 2-meter wall block here. We can go ahead and just get rid of all of that. There we go. That one's all cleaned up nicely. And then this one here, we'll just go ahead and do that. There we go. So that one's cleaned up. And then we can just go to the single roof block and go ahead and continue these all the way in. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Just one more right in there. Perfect. Beautiful. So there's our nice cleaned up roof line. And for the deck, I think I'm just going to leave it completely open, just like that, on all the sides. We'll go ahead and figure out something for a railing. And this is actually really getting somewhere. While I'm down here, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this deck. I think for the railing, I want to use these wooden window frames, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of glitch them into the floor level so that they sit down a little further. And they just make for a nice, simple railing there. I can go ahead and rotate them for the sides here. So let's see, for the sides, if they're not quite sitting down, like sometimes they'll glitch into the floor, sometimes they won't. So for this, we can just kind of go ahead and destroy those. And then go ahead and place, actually, let's see. I don't want to do this one over here. Go ahead and place a couple of them down. Just go back to a block and hit Y 3 times. Yeah, sometimes it'll glitch in and sometimes it won't, but this looks like it'll work. So there's the deck railing, just a little spot to kind of step out of the deck right here. And then for the front here, I just want to go ahead and kind of continue just a little pillar all the way up to the top. And there we go. This will just kind of break up the linear feel to everything. Add some archways here, just using the refined stone, which creates like this little double step to create the archway effect. And there we go. That's looking pretty nice. Yeah, check that out. Just adds a little more homey feel to this, so it's not quite super open, but very open because it is a desert build, so I don't want it to feel too cramped or closed off or anything. So I think that's a lot of what I wanted to do down here before we move on to the decorating stage. And the one last thing I wanted to build was just a little tiny tower here, which I was just thinking a couple of posts or like 4 little sides and just like a pointy roof on it. So maybe I'll just mess around and do something like that and then show you at the end because I think it'll be really easy to kind of replicate. But this is what I ended up doing for the top section here. I just took the stones and sort of just arched them over to sort of give this area a roof. And then you can see here that on this little tower that we built earlier, I can climb right up here, and I built a little tiny wooden beam or bridge or whatever to then go into a second little lookout point up here, just to add some fun playfulness to the build. So just a neat little castle add-on there. And then I'm thinking this area will probably be good for like a little lean-to bedroom area. And then all the way down here, we've obviously got some living room, kitchen space, and I might just add some little decorations and things outside. But I'm really liking the way it's looking as just a little camp or outpost. So let me just get some decorations in, and then I'll give you a little final showcase. And that'll be it for this video. Alright, so I've gone ahead and added some additional details and interior decorations. So here is a finished walkthrough of the build. We start out by getting up to it, which obviously there was one of two ways, which was going through this little door and up the ladder. Or I've also added a little grappling point up onto this little rock, and then you can get up to this one, which is kind of fun there. And here is the exterior of the build. I've just added a few little plantings, a little barrel. I did go ahead and add some roof supports here on the outside of the deck. I think it looks really nice. A little Vuka trophy over there. And then I've got a little checkered floor here for the porch. I just went ahead and alternated the wood with some refined stone there to create this little checkered floor, which I think looks pretty cool. So yeah, if you took the ladder, you'd basically end up right out here. You could also teleport up to the build, so technically 3 ways to get up here. Here's a little bar with the beautiful view, just gorgeous view in all directions. Also looks really cool up here at nighttime, overlooking the green shroud there and everything. So definitely a cool little outpost. A little workbench slash desk area here. This could also maybe be like a little corner sofa or something. We've just got a tiny little kitchen here, the fireplace, and yeah, finished out this back wall here and just added a little mantle above the fireplace with more refined stone. I think it's looking really nice. I've got a little chest under the stairs there. We go up the stairs and we have a little lookout point over here. And then go up the stairs again, and here's the little bedroom area. It almost looks kind of like a tent, which is kind of the feel I wanted. A very open outpost feel for the desert biome here. So, yeah, pretty nice. And then going up the ladder here. And we've got the top of this little castle tower with a beautiful view. Nice little spot to glide out over that shroud for our future adventures in that direction. And then we can walk right across here and into this little area for another little view in the directions there. So yeah, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this build. It was definitely a longer video for the actual size of the build, but I figured it'd be fun to just do like a on-the-fly type build where I just show you the process of how I think through these. I never built this build. Usually sometimes I'll build it and then rip it down and then record it for the video, but with this one it was just kind of a fun, figure it out as I go type of build. So hopefully you all had some inspiration from this. It was definitely a fun little project. It'll be a fun little outpost for temporary being able to teleport to here and everything, and I figured it would be really cool to build on one of these big rocks. And of course there's larger rocks there too, with like 2 or 3 little pillars that come down from them. But this is about as small as it gets. So with that said, huge shout out to all of my channel members. Be sure to join the Discord server through the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.